I always find it with V for Vendetta, it's kind of... There's something discordant about having John Hurt as Sutler, considering that one of the things that really brought John Hurt to prominence was his performance as John Smith in 1984.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of both ends there, isn't it?
Yes, and he does a brilliant job in both, but it does make you think, doesn't it? So just remember, if you're not the hero, you could suddenly be the enemy.
Is there a film that John Hurt's not good in?
That's a good point.
The man has no faults.
Very few. Very, very few. I can't think of one.
Well, there is one fault he has. He did give up on living.
Oh, he did. He did that.
Maybe Movies! Hello, and welcome back to Maybe Movies. We are here to see if we can kind of make our way through to the end of the second act of our new vision of V for Vendetta, which is called MC for Monte Cristo, and features Edmond Dantes and his other half, Mercedes, having been dragged forward into 21st century Paris with a corrupt French totalitarian regime to be brought down a peg or two.
Ooh la la.
Don't, I'm going to do that again. I've still got the clip somewhere. We did this on all the other shows, and you just went, ooh la la. So I had to go and get the clip from Back to the Future 2, where he finds the magazine.
Oh,
ooh la la!
Yeah.
Before we get into this, as we always do, we're going to do a bit of a shout out. This one is for someone who actually probably doesn't need a shout out from someone as down in the bargain basement of YouTubers as ourselves, but he's still a great guy. This is for Todd in the Shadows. Todd is a music critic who likes to hide his face from the world, but not his opinions. With a range of different shows that he does, from doing roundups of the best and worst songs of the year to studies of one-hit wonders and just general reviews of the Trainwreck Records.
Yes.
That's the other one that he does as well.
Yeah, when albums go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as always, there will be a link in the description below, but do go and check him out.
And it begins.
Again.
Act 2.
So we kick off with Mercedes running to...
Daddy Dietrich.
Yes.
Starts with her waking up then, I guess.
Yeah. Because we don't see what happens to Edmund at this point.
No, we separate from Edmund for a while for this point.
That could be left quite mysterious anyway, can't it? It don't have to overly explain what they did with the bishop or...
I mean, that might be something if we want to include it. That's kind of secondary information, so it might be on a report on the TV in the background when he goes to answer the door.
Well, we've got the scenes with Finch as well, following up on the investigation, don't we?
Yes. Which did make me think, and it would work as well, if you want to keep the trope of V being the number on the door,
yeah,
he was prisoner 1100. So the numerals on the door would be MC.
Yes.
What a coincidence.
We presumably have Dietrich's confession after Mercedes tells her story.
And does he say, I'm MC, or I'm the Count of Monte Cristo?
I suppose he wouldn't do, because there's no mystery there, because she would tell him.
She's seen his face, there's no mystery, is there?
Yeah. So that conversation would have to be wiped out then.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Dietrich still be the television presenter and...
Yeah. I don't think that would be any different.
Yeah, I think that should still stay the same.
I mean, I suppose... No.
What about the broadcast he does later in the film? That obviously, in the V for Vendetta version, obviously when Dietrich does his television, has Adam Sutler and then an actor playing V, then they do a little skit with the Benny Hill music. And stuff.
I see what you mean. Yeah, so
that's because that's going to come up shortly after, isn't it? So
yeah, because that's the inciting incident, or that leads to him being captured, and leads to her being captured.
There'll still be a broadcast then, I assume, but would it be then mocking the regime, or would it be mocking the Count?
So we'd need to find something, because obviously, as you quite rightly said, it's very much a very Benny Hill style sketch. So we'd have to find something that's a bit more, I don't know, Mr. Poo Poo or Mr. Plop Plop or something that's more orientated to a French audience.
Yeah. I think it's, because it's got to get him in trouble, isn't it? So I would say that they mock more of the regime than anything else. And Mercedes obviously has doubts on that and thinks obviously you've gone a bit too far with that.
I mean, if we're playing into this idea that he's exposing a lot of these things through his control of technology, could we say then that his skit is almost a send-up of the end of the graphic novel, where his parody of Sutler is wanting to make love to his computer?
Oh! But then that's more the graphic novel, where we're trying not to really use those two mediums. We're use
True.
It's a good idea.
Maybe the Emperor's wearing no clothes kind of sketch.
And again, if we're leaning into the French thing, I mean, you could turn up dressed up as Bonaparte.
Yeah. Easily something like that, because you could have that actor playing. Yeah.
They just get a little actor and then they superimpose the face.
Make sure everybody around him is way bigger than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
So before we get to that, you've got the scenes with Finch. So is this the bit where we introduce Stanton as well, isn't it? The Doctor.
Surridge.
Yes. She's Surridge, but her original name was Diane Stanton.
That's right, yeah.
Which is, again, very subtly done.
So this is where, once again, we've got a question.
Shay?
Are you there, buddy?
It'll come back. So what normally happens is I'll go over there to do it, and it will just come back. That's what you get for buying the light.
Technical difficulties, sorry.
Sorry, folks.
You can look at my shiny butt.
Oh, yeah. For any female viewers out there. Or men, it depends how you swing it.
Yes, we need to decide how the Count is going to deal with Surridge. Because again, we come to V does one thing, what would the Count do to Surridge?
Yeah, because he can't do anything as overt as released to the public, the knowledge. One, it breaks the format of the film because the audience don't know that, but also, yeah, we can't have him say, this is the woman who invented the virus, basically.
Yeah. Also, the government's going to suppress something like that, obviously. Oh dear.
See, I mean, all I could put down is I mean, the thing with her as well is that she does maintain, or she does display a degree of remorse for her actions. Doesn't stop him, but we also know that Dantes is slightly more lenient on the fairer sex. He cannot overcome his former love for Mercedes to actually punish her.
I understand what you're saying.
Well, I know that's an individual case, and it's a specific case because it was his love.
In the book, he doesn't get with Mercedes, does he?
I don't think so. I can't remember. I've not read the book.
From what I remember, I've got a feeling the book ends differently to the film.
I think they
but
all
again, that's completely irrelevant.
I think they all get their comeuppance, don't they?
To me, I was a little surprised by the ending of the film. I was expecting it to have a darker ending.
Pick your own tree.
Yes.
It's got to be something to do with what she is doing now, her cover story as coroner.
So some scandal based around her job, you mean?
Which is also, again, a reasonable foil for something. It's the reasonable analogy of the corpses that she created when she was creating the virus. But I don't know what exactly.
Yeah.
Some scandal about harvesting body organs.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. That'll work. Yes, that's the sort of thing that'll stick.
Body organs. Human organs, not body organs. Body parts and human organs, but you know what I mean.
Body organs.
Shane! Shane approves, obviously. I think that's what that means. That works. Excellent.
Right, okay, so we've gotten past Surridge.
I don't think he confronts her.
When he again lay a trap.
He would lay a trap.
I'm willing to go as far as say, because we know she's remorseful, we know she's considered killing herself before. I think this scandal might be enough to drive her over the edge.
Fair enough.
There is someone who kills themselves in the Count of Monte Cristo, isn't there? Is it not?
No, I know Danglars in that version goes mad.
Oh, he goes mad.
He goes completely mad in the end.
Oh, is it not implied he killed himself?
No. They just take him away to an asylum, to a madhouse.
But then your idea, it could be enough to make her...
But that works really well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that does work really well as well. It drives her insane, so when she ends up in a facility not dissimilar to the one where she did her experiment.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'll take that.
See, I want to say Kris should get one as well for that, just because you wouldn't have thought of it.
No.
Yeah.
No. I ain't come up with a good idea yet.
Okay. But yes, so that works to get her out of the way.
And that also gives Finch theoretically access to her diary.
It does. Yes. Which means that part of the storyline keeps playing through as normal.
Yeah.
And this is where we get to the point now where Monte Cristo grabs, in this case, Mercedes. So this is the next hurdle to try and get over is how do we handle the imprisonment? The only thing that I could think of was the fake imprisonment is her punishment.
Yes, I can see that.
What, for portraying him?
Yes.
Or for, whatever he imagines, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, she knows she's being punished.
Well, that's the thing, because like Evie doesn't know. She just thinks she's been grabbed by one of the fingermen.
Yeah, completely
So
different.
it works.
Yeah, so she can think that she's been taken away,
Yes.
not knowing it, not having a clue. Yeah, okay.
So that is Edmund's revenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that she gets to go through what he went through.
And what V did with Evie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
That was actually the easiest bit of the whole thing.
When you see as I see, when
Yes.
you have suffered as I have suffered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because she's seen through it and he's still got these underlying feelings for her and all this kind of thing, that's, you would give her the same treatment, but ultimately will release her.
Yeah. So we still have all of the stuff. We have Valerie's story, all of that. That kind of runs nicely on rails, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's a long sequence.
It is.
She still finds the letter from the brick.
Yes,
Yeah.
we still get
Exactly,
all of that.
all of that stuff.
Quite happily dispatched Prothero, Lilliman, and Surridge, which leaves us with just Creedy and Sutler to take care of in Act 3.
That was, I won't say easy, but surprisingly simple.
And again, so the similar kind of thing, we get the God is in the Rain
Yes.
scene to round off the act.
I always like that scene.
Yeah.
It's because it's a rebirth, it's a baptism, it's all sorts of things all ravelled in together in one particular scene.
Exactly. And as you said a minute ago, so we get Surridge's diary, so that gives us the whole backstory.
Yeah, so we know the Count's tale at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And where's Edmund at this point?
Edmund's the one that took Evie, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Mercedes. So
But, yeah, are we not seeing him at the end of Act 2?
We'll see him at the end of Act 2, yeah. So it'll go all the way up to the point where he takes her up onto the balcony and they stand in the rain.
And he reveals that it was all...
So we get all of that, and instead of I'm doing this so that you can live without fear, I mean, that could still be part of it if we want, but it's more to do with I had to punish you.
I had to punish you.
I've set myself on a course. This is your punishment, and as you said, once you've walked in my shoes, once you've suffered what the lamp has suffered.
Indeed.
Fantastic. My God.
Goodness me.
It's going to be a bite-sized one then for this one. But we are in a reasonably good place to go into Act 3, which we will be doing next week, and will be coming your way next week.
Next week, yes, indeed. Next week.
Does that work? Anyway, as always, have a great weekend, have a good start to next week, and we will see you on Wednesday. Take care.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Bye-bye.
Ba 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 ba.